So I think if we want to look at who is really to blame for the type of narrative and activity that we see from the far right on the streets today, we can't just look at them. They are a final manifestation of a discourse that you could say is pretty much hegemonic across all of our structures of state. So for example, if you look at the media, if you look at the political class and the type of narratives that they've consistently been putting out in relation to immigrants, in relation to Muslims, in relation to black people, there has been this slow drip feeding of these narrative points that these communities, especially these communities of color, these minority communities, these communities of immigrants, cause problems in society. Now, what happens is that percolates through the system until it ends up in the hands or in the minds of the far right, who then take it on in a much more uncritical way. It's hard to tell how bad things could get because we don't know if this is just like a flash in the pan moment. What we do know is that people are very disgruntled with their material conditions on a daily basis. Now, what we do know in the way that the media and the government operate is that rather than focusing people on the structural reasons for why they feel disenfranchised in their daily lives, lack of housing, poor NHS service, lack of opportunities in life, what they do is that they funnel that narrative towards minority communities. So until we are brave enough and bold enough to actually call out those in power for the role that they play, and I'm talking here about like the Melanie Phillips of this world, and the role that the Daily Mail plays and the Sun plays, and even the way in which they give platform to certain politicians to inject their vitriolic diatribes about immigrants and so on and so forth. Because what happens is that they make all the statements which funnel down into the far right, and then the far right act out, and fine, they might get quelled. So this might stop in a week, right? Unfortunately, I can only see it getting worse because we've already seen how politicians and kind of the chattering class in the media have been using these riots as a way of saying, well, these people are disenfranchised because of immigration, because Brexit didn't deliver, and so on and so forth.